we've got to speak up. I keep putting it out on social media. Don't be silent. Keep speaking the truth.
Yes.
And use any platform you have. So people like you have a huge platform. Others might not think they have a platform, but I'm like, hey, if you've got a social media account, you can influence
a platform
somebody.
And you can influence someone.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
And I mean, I really have a heart for especially white people right now. Like, I feel like my heart is really hurting for all people who don't go along with the social justice, critical race theory narrative, but especially for white people, because I feel like there's this notice or narrative going around in culture right now that white silence is violence, white people do something and things like that. And then it's like, well, as soon as you speak out or say something, then you run the risk of getting canceled. But one of the things that we say on our podcast, all the things, is you're going to have to speak up. You're going to have to, because otherwise people will continue to do you any kind of way. Like, you can't be so afraid of being canceled that you won't speak up and speak truth. At some point, Christians, Black and white, are going to have to speak the truth and stand for our brothers and sisters. Yeah. Brothers and sisters come in all shades.
That's right.
So it's like, if I notice that somebody's coming for my brother, I'm going to stand. I have to stand up. I have to say, no, not today, Satan. You can't come for my brother today.
See? And that's why I call you a hero. That's what heroes do.
I don't know if I'm a hero if I just grew up in the hood. Like, but I'm serious. This was how I was literally raised. It was like, if my friends and I walked to the store, our parents let us know, like, if somebody comes for you, they better get all of you, because, if they come for one of you, all of you better jump in. This is what it is. I think we've lost that idea within the church. I don't know, maybe we never really had it. I would hope that it was something that was lost.
Yeah, but I think you're right.
It's like, we have to have this understanding of adoption, of the fact that we are now adopted into the family. We are family. There isn't, it's not like, when you adopt a child, the judge signs the paperwork and now you still got to do some work to get into the family. No, the paperwork has been signed. The blood has been spilled. We are family.
That's right.
And so because we're family, I can't let somebody come for you and just treat you any kind of way because I'm your sister.
But right now, people are scared. So many people are scared. Somebody sent me, I think yesterday, a stat about Barna did some research that shows that pastors, Christians in general, are scared right now of being canceled or worse. I mean, we're seeing some physical violence. We've seen death out of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And we see people getting shamed and canceled. We hear about the silent majority, and we can't be silent.
Yes.
Right now. The Christians who know the truth cannot be silent right now. I've seen some people are like, oh, we just need to be quiet and let them see Jesus in your heart, reflected off you. Well, that's great. You need to do that, but you also need to speak the truth in love. It doesn't mean you're not loving. I think we should be loud and loving at the same time.
Well, see, and that's a whole other thing too, is that, I have so many thoughts. I'll start at the beginning. First is the idea that I'm afraid to get canceled. What are you willing to risk for your children or your grandchildren?
Right.
Do you really want them to be so disunified? Okay, I guess disunified is a word. But if it's not, you know what I mean. So separated, so impacted by race that now they are like completely, if you're white, the oppressors and can't have a voice at all, must stay in the back, must feel shame. Is that the legacy you want to leave for your kids and grandkids? Well, if you don't want that legacy, then you need to open your mouth and speak up now.
That's right.
Because right now is the time that we're setting up a legacy for our children and our grandchildren. What is the legacy you want to leave of the church?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that people are being attacked. They are coming for the historic Christian worldview, and they're not going to stop until they get it. So we're going to have to stand up and say something, or just be okay with letting it erode away. you know, but there's not much in the middle. And then when it comes to love, yes, standing up and standing in love, but we have to be clear that the way the culture defines love is quite different than the way that Christians define love. If I tell you that this is a sin, trust me, I'm telling you because I love you. Culture is going to say, I'm telling you because I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two different things. So I can't get caught up with the idea of acceptance and tolerance and all these things according to the way the culture defines it, because that they want me to accept them. And that is what love is. No, honey, love is really telling you that you're on a slippery slope to hell. Let me let you know, like, let me love you. Mm-hmm. Let me truly love you. Now, yes, I care if you eat. No, I don't want to see you become the victim of racism. No, I don't want you to be, marginalized because of your religious beliefs and things like that. But this sin in your life, that's a slippery slope to hell. Yeah. So we need to have that conversation too, and understand that culture might deem me as being an ist, a sexist, a racist, I don't really know what to tell you, but if I have to now bow my knee to culture in order for me to be accepted, we have to have a few other conversations.
That's right.